It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you and welcome to the Science Bowl. Today, play along with us and test your own science IQs. We've got 6 outstanding young elementary students here today. Let's meet them right now. First from Northview Elementary, would you please say hello to Aurelia Housewright, Lucas Jean, and Jabari Lewis. And from Yorktown Elementary, here they are, Kristen Lynch, Jasmine Comic, and Andrew Fatouche. And now here are the categories of questions we use on the Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
And here on Science Bowl, we arrange our game board according to question difficulty with the easier questions on the left. They're worth 5 and 10 points. The tougher ones, 15, 20, and ultimately 25, the toughest of them all. Both of our teams start out at 50 points apiece. No penalties ever for incorrect answers. And into the 2 rounds today, one of these 2 talented, good-looking teams will come back to play our game again and perhaps advance to the semifinals in this year's competition. This is our 32nd year of competition here in Prince George's schools. Let's go over and make sure everything works properly. Let's go to the red team. And Lucas, would you try the buzzer? Thank you, young man. Good luck to you and to Aurelia and to Jabari. And Jasmine, how about the green teams? A-OK over there too. Good luck to you and to Kristen and Andrew. Guys, you've won already just by being here, and we're going to have a good game today. Have a good time. Let's have some fun, and let's answer some questions. All right, we go alphabetically. N before Y. So, Northview, let's start the game. Lucas.
Can I have Zoo Parade for 15 points?
Zoo Parade for 15 points. We're going to start out with a multiple choice question. Teams, the word megafauna. Think about what that might mean and tell me which of the following 3 animals is the best example of megafauna: a mastodon, a musk ox, or a meerkat? All right, Yorktown, Jasmine. Example of megafauna.
A muskox.
Say it again.
A muskox.
Not a musk ox, no. Would a mastodon, a musk ox, or a meerkat be the best example of megafauna?
I think the mastodon.
The mastodon. A mastodon was that huge elephant. You know, musk ox are pretty big, and meerkats, they're little itty-bitty things. Yeah, all right. Go red. Good answer.
Can I have body systems for 15 points?
Body systems for 15 points. All right, teams. If you know Star Wars history, you know that Luke Skywalker lost a hand, and he has one of these P-initialed artificial hands in its place. What do we call those P-initialed artificial limbs like Luke Skywalker has? Those are called prosthetics. Prosthetics. Try again, red.
Can I have green things for 15 points?
Green things for 15 points. Teams, if you go into the supermarket, into the Giant, and you see the asparagus, some of it's green and some of it's white. The white asparagus, as you might guess, does not have what kind of plant pigment inside of it? Oh, come on, this is an easy one. What's the green pigment found in plants? Come on, Yorktown.
Nutrients, maybe. Nutrients?
Not nutrients, nope. What makes a green plant green? That's why the asparagus is white. Chlorophyll. Chlorophyll. Come on, guys. Go. Red.
Zoo Parade for 10, please.
Okay, Zoo Parade for 10 points. Teams, you know, groups of birds have strange names. Like emus, it's called a mob of emus or a flock of geese. Well, if you have a lot of owls, because owls look so smart and wise, a group of them has the same name of this legislative body in England that begins with the letter P. It's called a parliament of owls. The parliament is like their equivalent of our Congress, our Senate and House. All right, Red, let's go. I don't see you talking to each other. You know, there's have to be some ideas fermenting in there. Talk them out. Come on, Lucas.
Okay, body systems for 10 points.
Okay, body systems for 10 points. Teams, vestigial organs. Vestigial means things that we used to use but we don't use anymore, like our appendix is called a vestigial organ. We don't use it much anymore. But what vestigial muscles did we used to have? We had vestigial muscles that let us wiggle these parts of our body. Northview?
Ears?
Ears, yeah. We used to really be able to flap them back and forth. Not quite like Dumbo, but we used to be able to move them a lot to kind of home in on sounds where predators were. We can't wiggle them too much anymore. Okay, Red, go.
Science potpourri for 15 points.
Potpourri for 15 points. Look at the monitor, please, in the studio. It's a visual question, teams. This bird's name is Martha. Martha was the last of the passenger pigeons. Passenger pigeons went extinct in 1914 when Martha died in the Cincinnati Zoo. My question to you is, that stuffed model of Martha is still found in what Washington building downtown that is called the nation's attic? What's its other name? You oftentimes take field trips down there. Yorktown?
The nation's capital?
Not the nation's capital. What building in downtown Washington is sometimes called the nation's attic? It's where you would find that stuffed bird.
I don't know. Wild World or something?
The Smithsonian. The Smithsonian. Have you heard of the Smithsonian before? That's where they have the dinosaur bones down there, the big stuffed elephant when you walk in, the Hope Diamond. That's where you find this bird. Okay, let's go, Red. Try another one.
Let's get physical for 10 points.
Physical for 10 points. Teams, there is a very popular science lab kit for kids like you. It's called BOOM. BOOM is all about this process that is sometimes also referred to as oxidation. It begins with the letter C. It's called combustion. Combustion is another word for oxidation. Okay, the buzzer is rung and we've come to the end of the first round here, and our score, we're kind of stuck where we began. Northview is at 75 and Yorktown is at 50, and we'll be back with the second part of Science Bowl in just a moment. Don't go away. Welcome back to Science Bowl. Nice to have you here today. We've got 6 young people here that have never been on this show before. This is pretty intimidating being here. Yeah, we've been around for a long time, and they're still getting used to being on the set and my voice, and they know a lot of science. I think they're a little scared yet, but we're going to try to put them at ease before we get to the second half here. We're going to have a good time. Let's go to Northview, and Northview has been with us for many years, and their signature is that white lab coat that they wear all the time. You guys look sharp. You look the part. Tell me about Northview, Lucas. It's over there in Bowie. Who's your principal?
Our principal is
Mr. Simmons.
Mr. Simmons,
Yeah. Sometimes when you're on TV, you can forget your own name. I understand that completely. No, don't be embarrassed by that. Lucas, you have a nice personality, and you're doing a nice job here as captain. Who are the sponsors of your team?
Miss Grove and Mr. Moffat.
Wonderful. And they have been with us for many years. And Bruce and Elizabeth, can't thank you enough for all you've done for Science Bowl. And I know they've worked hard with you. And Tessie is out there, is she not?
Yep.
Yeah, she's the alternate. She'll be out in a few moments.
We're out there for you, Tessie.
Yeah, she has her lab coat on as well. Tell me something great about Northview, Lucas. One great thing that you think the audience should know.
Well, every teacher I've encountered, I've always had a great time with them.
That's beautiful. And I like the word encountered too, you know. And if you have great teachers, that's the school. If you don't have great teachers, why bother going? And they care about you and your success. And I was at one of your awards assemblies a couple years ago, and I saw how those teachers really cared about each and every one of you, and all of you got awards. So you're in a good place. What do you want to do someday, Lucas, professionally, when you grow up?
Maybe I'd become a chemist.
A chemist?
I love the elements.
We were talking about that before. And I know, you know, if you're a chemist, you always protect your eyes, right?
Safety first.
That's right. Always make sure you wear those goggles. You'll be a good one. Jabari, nice to have you on the show here. You're interested in insects and animals and birds. You're a real nature guy. Do you like going outside?
Yes.
Yeah, going outside is just one of the best educators because you see things that the world isn't all iPads and books and TV. You got to get outside and see the natural world. What do you want to do when you get older?
Probably be a mechanic.
Yeah, you were telling me that you can put things back together and they work again, and your dad is a role model for you, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, in more ways than just being a mechanic. I know how proud Dad must be of you and everybody in your family. And Aurelia, nice to have you here today. Tell us the Aurelia story. What do you do in your spare time?
Well, I just like to write a lot because it's really fun to just like express yourself.
Absolutely. And you express yourself very well, and writing is kind of the ultimate form of that. And I bet you're a good reader, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what do you want to do? Do you want to be a professional writer someday?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I can see you doing that. Nice to have you on the show. Yorktown, nice to have you guys here. And Jasmine, who I like those matching shirts you got over there. The Yorktown what's?
Wildcats.
Yeah, you're going to roar in the second half, aren't you? We're going to get rid of that 50 points over there. We want to see those points go up. Jasmine, tell us about Yorktown. Yorktown is a Bowie area school, too. And who's your principal?
Dr. Savoy.
And out there rooting for you. And the sponsor of your team?
Miss Parambo.
Ms. Parambo and Elise, thank you for all your work too over the years. You're just a stalwart here on Science Bowl. Every year you send us great teams. And I'm going to ask you, Jasmine, what I asked Lucas. Tell me something great about your school. Brag.
I like how all the teachers make everything seem fun.
Yeah, boy, if it's not fun, it's kind of like, taking cod liver oil. It's like, ooh, I don't want to do this. You have to make it fun and attractive. So you obviously have some great teachers out there. What do you want to do someday, Jasmine?
I want to grow up and be a math teacher.
Yeah, like Miss Parambo, right? Yeah, I hope you've told her that, because that means everything to a teacher. If you tell them that they are your role model, you'll be a good one. Keep up your good work. Andrew, tell us about Andrew. You're a soccer player, aren't you? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you want to be a professional soccer player. If you had your choice, what soccer team would you play for, professional team?
The Germany.
Oh, for Germany, yeah. So you're leaving the country, yeah. You don't like us? What's the matter, Andrew? What do you do in your spare time if you're not playing soccer?
I usually go outside and I play basketball or I play video games.
Yeah, you're good regular kid stuff. Enjoy being a kid because it goes by fast. And Kristen, nice to have you here. And you want to be an artist someday. You're a very creative young lady, and you got that nice bow in your hair. You got style over there. And there was, you were on Ellen DeGeneres. Well, your picture was on Ellen DeGeneres at one time, yeah? And that's something I'm sure you remember, and that's kind of a nice honor. What do you do in your spare time?
Well, I mostly just draw or play outside.
Yeah, that playing outside. I like hearing that from so many of you here. All right, you ready to go back to the game?
Yes.
All right, let's do that. We have lots of points to give away, and you're going to do better in the second half, aren't you? I know you are. I got confidence in you. Okay, red team, start us out.
Let's get physical for 20 points, please.
Okay, for 20 points. All right, teams, this is a visual question here. It's not on the monitor. It's something I'm going to hold in my hand here. And if you were trying to measure in liquids the number of milliliters you had, you would use one of these. What is this called for 20 points, Northview?
Graduated cylinder.
You got that right. Yes, sir. That's the way to start the second round. Go, red.
Dateline signs for 15 points.
Dateline signs for 15 points. Teams, this famous man who went to the Galapagos Islands never saw the flightless cormorant birds that were there. He focused more on the finches, the birds called the finches, to develop his theory of evolution. What was that man's name? Northview.
Charles Darwin.
Charles Darwin, you got that right. See, Aurelia, she's a reader. She knows all that. Thank you, young lady. Good answer. Go, red.
Anyway, let's see. Green things for 10 points.
Green things for 10 points. Teams, the fluffy clump on this plant that a lot of our clothes are made of is sometimes called a ball, but it's actually a boll. What plant am I talking about? Yorktown.
Cotton.
Cotton, yeah. Everybody should have jumped on that one. A cotton ball, B-A-L-L, is what you buy in the store, but a boll, B-O-L-L, is what's on the plant, like in a boll weevil, the insect that eats it. Okay, Green, go. We'll get some points for you, Yorktown.
Dateline science for 10.
Dateline for 10 points. All right, listen carefully because there's a clue in here. Teams, because the skies are so clear, there is hardly any light interfering. The new telescope in this state is called the Oumuamua telescope. Name the state. Northview.
Hawaii?
Hawaii. Oumuamua. You can almost feel the grass skirt if you listen to that name. Go. Red. Good, Aurelia.
Let's get physical for 15 points.
Get physical for 15 points. Teams, you got a brand new aquarium in your classroom. You fill it with the water. And then you put the fish in, and the fish start going to the bathroom. So up goes the nitrate count, up goes the nitrate count, and up goes the amount of this A initial chemical that is very pungent, and sometimes people use it to clean with in their house. A initial, Northview.
Alcohol?
Not alcohol. Good try. Come on, Yorktown. At least give me an A word.
Antibiotics.
Not antibiotic. Ammonia. Ammonia. Go again, Red.
Science potpourri for 10 points.
Potpourri for 10 points. Teams, there is an agreement that is signed by all the countries of the world except the United States called the Paris Accord, where we are trying to keep the rise in temperature below 2 degrees on this scale. How do you measure temperature? You only got 2 choices. Which one, Lucas?
Fahrenheit?
Not Fahrenheit. Okay.
Celsius.
Okay.
Celsius?
Yeah, Celsius. It's the only one left. Good. Green. Most of the world uses Celsius, not Fahrenheit. They're in the metric system. Come on, Green. Jasmine, go.
Let's get physical for 25.
Let's get physical for 25 points. All right, teams. If you're a farmer and it's not raining, well, you can wait, or you can send a plane up and you can seed the clouds so that the clouds will make rain. They use a chemical called AgI. I stands for iodide. Ag is a chemical element. I know some of you know chemical elements of this precious metal. What precious metal is represented by the chemical symbol Ag? Think about precious metals. Give me one. Lucas.
Maybe platinum?
Not platinum. Good try. Ag, the symbol for what precious metal, Jasmine?
Iron.
Silver. Silver. Like silver, gold, and platinum. Platinum was a good guess there. Okay, Green, let's go. And I know the score is not changing here. We're having a few problems with the scorer over there, but when we go to our break, we'll rectify all of that. Our apologies for that. All right, the last correct answer came from the green team. So, Jasmine, you pick.
Body systems for 5.
Body systems for 5 points. Teams, books by Stephen King and Edgar Allan Poe are so scary. They make this body part stand on end. Yorktown.
Goosebumps.
Give me more.
Your hair.
Your hair, that's it. Thank you, Kristen. That's the way to do it. Go, Green. Go ahead.
Science potpourri for 20.
Science potpourri for 20 points. All right, teams, it's a multiple choice question. I'm going to give you some big words. There's a clue in there. You know, whales, you never think about whales having skin problems, but they've been seen to rub themselves against rocks under the ocean to get the dead skin off themselves. Is that called to exacerbate themselves, to exfoliate themselves, or to extirpate themselves? Pick one, Jasmine.
Exfoliate.
Yeah, got it. Good. All right. All right. You guys are probably wondering what the score is. So are the people at home. So we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to get that score up here before we finish our game. We'll be right back. And welcome back. Well, we've had a score update now so that you know and our students know exactly where we stand. Right now, Northview is at 120 and Yorktown is at 95. And our last correct answer came from the green team, the Yorktown team. So Yorktown and Jasmine, you choose.
Green things for 20.
Green things for 20 points. All right, teams. You know, the flowers on wheat and corn and rice are very small and inconspicuous. That's because this process for those plants doesn't depend on insects or birds. It depends just on the wind. What process? What do birds and bugs normally do for plants that they don't do for these plants? Northview?
Pollinate?
Yeah, pollinate. That's it. Okay, let's go, Red. Come on.
Okay, so body systems for 20 points.
Body systems for 20 points. Seems when you walk into a movie theater and it's dark and you really can't see anything, the pupils in your eyes dilate to let in more light. And these little cells in your retina that are the opposite of the cones help you adjust to the dark. Northview?
Rods.
Rods. Boy, you knew that one. I like that. Confident. Red, go.
Zoo parade for 20 points.
Zoo parade for 20 points is a multiple choice question. Teams, do fish get most of their swimming power from their pelvic fins, their dorsal fins, or their caudal fins? If you know your fish anatomy, you'll know this one. Yorktown?
Pelvic.
Not pelvic. Pectoral?
First one.
Pelvic, dorsal, or caudal?
Pelvic?
No, just
Pelvic.
It's the last one, the caudal. That's the tail. The tail. Go, Red.
Let's see. Dateline science for 20 points.
Dateline science for 20 points. Teams, it was Albert Einstein. We all know Albert Einstein, the man who never combed his hair. Albert Einstein is the one who said, this cannot be created or destroyed. It can just be changed from one form to another. Yorktown?
Matter.
Not matter. Good try. This cannot be created or destroyed. It can merely be changed from one form to another, so said Einstein.
Sun.
Jabbar, do you have any ideas?
the sun.
Not the sun. No. Energy. Energy. You can change mechanical energy to chemical energy to hydroelectric, all that. Okay, go, Red.
Let's see. Body systems for 25 points.
Body systems for 25 points. Teams, the naturally lit lobbies of buildings when you walk in have what same name as the upper chambers of the human heart?
The arteries.
No. Good try. Good try. The upper chambers of the heart have what same name as the big lobbies you see when you walk into a big building?
I don't know.
An atrium. An atrium. Like an atrium lobby. Go again, Red.
Science potpourri for 25 points.
Potpourri for 25. All right. If you have a baby brother or sister, or maybe your parents have used one on you, there's something called a temporal imaging thermometer. And you just put the thermometer up here and it takes the temperature. What kind of radiation is being registered on that thermometer? It's another name. Yes?
Heat.
Heat? Judges?
Thermal.
Not quite. Give me another name for heat. What kind of radiation is it
Thermal?
called? Not thermal. Good try. It's a thermal imaging thermometer. What kind of radiation is being detected? Jasmine has given me heat, and if you were listening, I said, give me another name for heat. What kind of radiation is also described as heat?
Thermal.
Infrared. She also said thermal. Infrared is another name for heat. Go, Red. All right, let's get some of the other ones here. You're not having much trouble with or much success with the 25 pointers, but you go where you want.
Okay, let's get physical for 5 points.
Okay, let's get physical for 5 points. Teams, the graphite in your pencil is actually a form of this chemical element, just like diamonds are.
Carbon.
Carbon, that's it. Okay, go.
Zoo parade for 5 points.
Zoo parade for 5 points. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. Yeah, the Grinch's teeth must have been made of wood because it said that these kinds of insects were in his smile. Yorktown?
I know.
What you got? Northview, what kinds of insects were in the smile of the Grinch? You've all seen that, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. You listen to the song. He must have had teeth made of wood because they say he's got these kind of insects in his smile.
Termites.
Termites, that's it. Okay, go Red. Whoop. Buzzer says game is over. We'll be back with a wrap up in just a moment. Don't go away. Welcome back to Science Bowl. Yeah, the score wasn't that high today, but you know, if you're here for the first time, this is a tough go. And these students will be back in subsequent years, and they're going to do even better than they did today. We're proud of them all. Our final tally today is Yorktown 95, Northview 170. Congratulations to the team in white over here. Aurelia and Lucas and Jabari and Tessie, congratulations. Mr. Moffat, Miss Grove, we will see you in the next round. And Jasmine, let's give us a big smile over there. You did it without an alternate. And Kristen and Andrew, you played a nice game here. Miss Morales and Miss Parambo, thank you always for sending us great teams. And thank you guys for watching today. We'll see you next time on another edition of Science Bowl. I'm Dave Zarin. Until then, bye-bye.